Hello, we are going to learn how to play Smile today. Let me just give you a little taste of what we're learning. Anyway, that gives you an idea of what the song sounds like. Okay, we're going to learn it in 7 very, very small sections. In the description of the video is a link to this sheet. It says the melody. If you know notes in the treble clef, you can use this. If you don't, just get a blank sheet of paper. And you would just write what I'm writing, only ignore the staff on your blank sheet of paper. There wouldn't be one. But for those that know some music and the treble clef, we will use this. Smile. That's the name of this song. Okay, section number 1 is going to be on this first line. We're going to start on this C. This right here is middle C, and your middle C is usually right close to the name of your piano, just down a little bit. Sometimes it's right directly underneath. So here's middle C. We are on treble C. Okay, put your middle finger on that treble C because we're going to use these notes. We'll use all 5 fingers and you'll have the perfect amount of fingers. Okay, so we start on C and we hold that for a long time. Then there's 2 that are only half as long. D, E. Now we got to turn around. We ran out of fingers and come all the way down to your thumb. Okay, here's how we will write that. We start on a C, and then we're going to go D, E, D, C, B, A. Okay, I like to put the fingering on here, and I give you the fingering so that it will all sound very smooth. You won't have weird jumps. You start with your 3. And if you just keep your 3 glued there, you're going to end right here on your thumb. So I'm not going to write every single note in between. See, that's what we got. 3 above the C and 1 above the thumb. Here's section 1. Okay, now we go to section 2. We're going to start right here, and it kind of sounds the same, but we have a little tricky thing with our fingers. 2, we go up 2 notes, C, D. Now turn around and come back down. Now we have to go 1 more note, but it doesn't sound good if you go thumb, thumb. There's a space between those notes. So we're going to cross the 2 over, and then we're just going to bring it back. Okay, and then we'll come back here. Here's what number 2 sounds like. And we're going to come right back here to your thumb. All right, so let's write that out. Here's number 2. It starts on B, and then C, D, C, B, A, G. Okay, and I'm going to write a little more fingering in this time because we have that tricky thing. Okay, we start on your 2 finger, and if you don't know your finger numbers, thumb is number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we cross your 2 over, and I'll put a little circle around it or something just to make note that, hey, that's something different. Okay, so practice number 1 and number 2. Now we will do number 3. Okay, number 3. After we just did the crossover, our thumb is back on A, and that's held for 2 counts. A, B, C, and then we do it again. A for 2 counts, B, C. Not hard. Then your fingers on there, you've just gone to cross over. A, B, C, A, B. Now you think you put your third down, but we're going to need more fingers up here later. So we're going to do another tricky thing. We're going to cross your thumb underneath. And your thumb, once your thumb hits there, your whole hand comes up so that you got more fingers up here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, thumb under. And here's how we'll write that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, thumb under. A little star burst around that so we know that's something different. Okay, that's what I have written so far. Okay, now for the 4th section. Okay, we came up to 2, 1. Now we start right here on the 2 and we hold that for 2 counts. That's not hard, just 1, 2, and then up 2 notes. But now what was here on the D, we slip down here to this black key, which is C sharp. And we don't put your thumb, you don't bring any more. We're going to do that thumb under trick. 1, 2. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, that one is tricky. Okay, here's the notes that we play. Here's 4. We start on D for 2 counts. E, F. Then we come to C sharp for 2 counts. D, E. And the fingering is what makes that a little bit tricky. Okay, this is your 2 finger. 2, 3, 4. Then 2 slides down to C sharp. So that's something a little different. It's not just where it normally was. 2. And then your thumb comes under. And then you end on your 2 finger. A little closer. Okay. So here is number 4. Okay, practice those and we'll move on to number 5. You can stop the video and learn all that we've got so far before we move on. Here is number 5. Okay, we just went 2, 1, 2. So our 3rd finger is right here, and I know it's almost out of the camera, but this is as high as we're going to go. 3 is on this F. Find 3 black keys, it's right below here. 3, and this is just like the beginning. Except instead of starting on C, we start up on F. So here's what it is. It's F for 2 counts. G, A, G, F, E, D. And the fingering here is not tricky. We start on your 3rd finger, and if you just keep your fingers 1 on each key, you'll have enough and you'll end up here on your thumb without moving any fingers. Okay, now number 6 is almost exactly like number 5. We start on F, and then for 2 counts, and we go G. But when we get to this A, we're going to play A flat. And then the rest is the same. G, F, E, D. And the fingering is exactly the same. Start on 3. You put your pinky on that A flat just like you did that A, and you'll end up on your thumb. So here is number 5. Here's number 6. Got it? Then here is number 7. And 7, let's see, is we can do, let's just make this into an even 8 instead of making 7 extra long. Okay, on 7, we just played this. So your thumb is right here on D. Here's your number 2 right on E, F, E, F, E. Okay, and then we cross over. And yeah. Okay, so it starts on E for 2 counts. See the pattern? All of these start with 2 counts. And then F, E, F, E, D, C. Now, what do we do with the fingers there? Starts on your 2 finger. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then the 2 crosses over. Okay, now to end up, 8 is going to be kind of the end of the first section. Here we are. We just crossed over. Now we don't put your thumb back down. We're just going to kind of bring the thumb over because we're going to use the thumb over here. Put your 3rd finger right there. 3rd down on D. And this one's held for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Now we reach your thumb down 1 extra note to A. And your pinky will play E. That's it. Through, for, you. Okay, here's what we played. We played, whoops, wrong color. We played D for 3 counts, and then down to an A, and then up to an E, and we hold that E for 4 counts. So the D is with your 3rd finger, thumb reaches down to A, and pinky is now going to be on E. Okay, so once we've done that, look where our hand is. The 3rd is on C, and what we do is we go back. The second half of this song is just repeating from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You do all that exactly the same, and the only thing that's different on number 8, when you play it for the final time, you play 2 E's, E, E, C. So you play D, down to A, then E, E, C. So I'm just going to put in parentheses another E and down to C. Because that is the, I'm going to put second time. So the first time you stop here on the E and you go back and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The second time you play 8, you play this normal and add on another E and a C. Okay, that is level 1. Practice that till it's really easy and then move to level 2. Okay, this is the song Smile, and this is level 2. We have already learned the melody, and we wrote out, again, you can choose really if you want to write this out or not, because this just helps you remember how to play it, or you can just keep watching the video until you have it memorized. But this is how we wrote it out on the music staff. We didn't use notes, we just used letters to make it easy. And we wrote in all those fingering. You should know all that. That's level 1. Now we're moving on to level 2, where we're going to add 1 note in the left hand. And I'm going to write this in blue. Okay, under here, when you play the first note, you're going to play a C in the left hand. C, D, E. When you play this D right here, you're going to play another C in the left hand. And it's the same thing on the next line. When you play this B, you're going to play a C in the left hand. And when you play this C, you'll play a C in the left hand. It's every 4 counts. because remember we hold this for 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we start counting over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a C. C, C, C. And let me show you where that is on the piano. Okay, this was middle C. The C that you're going to play in the left hand is down here to bass C. And you can start with your pinky right there. C, C. Here's what it would sound like. Nope. Okay? Now, on our number 3, when you play this A, you play C again. So one more C. However, when you play this A, we're going to move and play a D. So you go from this C. This 4th finger is on D. It's the very next note. D. All right, and when you play this D on number 4, there's a D in the left hand. And then when you play this C sharp, we play an A in the left hand. Okay, let's look at what that looks like. So here's the, let's see, number 3 I'm going to start with. We're playing C, and then we play a D, D. Now A, you can either go reach your pinky down here, there's an A down here, or it's easier for me to just reach up to my thumb when we play the C sharp. So C, D, and there's the A. Okay, we're halfway through. Now for number 5. When you play this F right here, you're going to play a D again in the left hand, and then a D again underneath this G. When you get to number 6 under this F, you play an F. And then under this G, you play another F. And then when we're on this E, we go back to C. For this F, we play another C. For this D, we play a D. Stay on the D while you play the A. While you play the E, you're going to play a G. And then remember right there, we go back and we repeat all the way through from the beginning. And the second time you play it, you'll play this E, another E, and you stay on that G. And then when you play the final C, you end on a C. Okay, so this is what that will sound like. Oh, that goes to G. All right, and then you would just repeat the whole thing, and we'll pretend like we're doing it again. There's the D. And we end on C. Okay, when you get number 2 all learned, if you want to challenge yourself and move to level 3, then keep watching. Okay, here we are on level 3 for Smile. You should already know level 1 and 2 really well. The melody and that one note in the left hand. Okay, now we're going to change those one note in the left hand into a chord. And I'm going to add some numbers and some other little letters here. All right, we have C, 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 C. When we play this D, we're going to put a 7 by it. We're going to play a D7. And then this next D, we're going to put a lowercase m. When you put a lowercase m, that means minor. And I'll show you how to play that. And then this A, we're going to turn that into a 7. We didn't need these numbers when we were just playing one note, but now that we're going to play the chords, we need to play the right chords. Okay, and then back here, this is a lowercase m on D minor. Again, D minor. This F is F minor, F minor, and back to C, regular C, C. This D is D minor, and this G is going to be a G7, both times through. Okay, now that we've written out what those are, let me show you what they are. When you play a C chord, okay, a C chord starts with a C on the bottom, and then you just skip a letter. So C, skip over D, land on E, skip over F, land on G. So you're playing C, E, and G at the same time. So your left hand is on C, E, and G. And see how we skipped a letter and we skipped one white key on the piano? There's the C chord. Okay, the next change that we come to is a D7 chord. Okay, we start on a D, we skip up to F. Now in a D chord, an F is sharp, so we have to play an F sharp. I'll show you how to do that. And then an A, and what this 7 is, it means to skip up again. This goes 1, skip over 2 to 3, skip over 4 to 5, skip over 6, and we're going to land on 7. So what's up 1? That would be a C. So D, F sharp, A, C. D, F sharp, A, C. So now you move your pinky to the chord. Here was a C. Now we move our pinky to the D, and we're going to play all those notes together. D, F sharp, A, C. Okay, the next chord that we come to is a D, lowercase m, D minor. We play D, F, A. See, this was supposed to be an F sharp. Well, in minor, it doesn't have a sharp. So we went from a D7 to a D minor. So 5, 3, 1, D minor. Okay, A7 starts with an A, C, E, G. Now there's a C sharp in A minor. So the notes are A, C sharp, E, G. There's an A7. It plays a lot like a D7, except it's down here on A. Okay, that's an A7. The next one we come to, well, we come back to a D minor. And then we have an F minor, F, lowercase m. Okay, that starts on F, A, C, except the A is a flat. So F, this A comes down to the black key right here in the middle. So it was a D minor, and then an F minor. Then we go back to C, D minor, now G7. G, B, D, F. So we come all the way down here, G, B, D, F. Okay, now let me show you a shortcut for G7. Because otherwise you're here on D and you have to move your pinky all the way down to G to play that. But look, you were playing D and F, and in the G7 there is a D and an F. So without moving your hand too far, if you just put your thumb on G, on this G, and then play the F, so we're essentially flipping this G up to the top, so it'll be G and then F, D, B. G, F, D, B, because the next chord is C, which is right here, C, E, G. We share that G. There's a G7. The others, the A7 and the D7, have that same trick, but those you don't have to move very far away, so we can just keep those in root position. That's what I would do. or without, flipping it around to the top. All right, then we have D minor, A7, D minor, F minor. We have all of it. Oh, yep, and G7. So you've got a piece of paper like this, a little cheat sheet for all these chords. Now, here's what that will sound like when we put the chords in. Here's the shortcut for G7. Then you would go back, repeat that all again, but if we played it at the end, there you go. Okay, practice that. If you get good at that and want a bonus challenge, that's coming up next. Okay, so you think you're ready for the bonus challenge. What we do for the bonus challenge is we just take the chords and we create them into a style that fits the song. And this song is a very kind of slow, a little bit sad, so you're not going to play like 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing bouncy, nothing fast. I just will break up the chord. Here's how I would do it. You can play around, take my suggestion, or then make up your own. I would just play probably just straight even. 1, 2, 3, and then hold. 1, 2, 3, and then hold. Each measure. Okay, I didn't do that in the first two measures. So now this trick here, it has a D7. See, I kind of put a few extra little things, and so have fun with that. And I'd love to hear what you end up doing.